What's up guys, SP Architects here. Today I want to show you how to create exterior scene, ArchiCAD, Twinmotion and Lumen. Here you can see I have created a project previously and there is nothing special here. I have only created these edges to make it easier in the Twinmotion. As you can realize, I have created for the previous tutorial, we are going to use these walls as base for our edges. Now I'm going to export this to DataSimit. I'm going to use this icon. If you doesn't have Twinmotion and DataSimit plugin, I'm going to add the links in the description. Alright, before beginning the tutorial, I would just like to ask you to like this tutorial. It's going to help this channel with YouTube algorithms to make the channel larger, and I suggest you to subscribe because I'm going to make similar tutorials like this. Also, if you want to download this project file, you can go to my Patreon page. In there, you can always reach my project files easily. Alright, without any further ado, let's get into the Twinmotion. Alright guys, here we are in Twinmotion, and as we did before, our first step we are going to be deleting this starting base. Now we are going to import our model. Let's click import and click this plus. And we will see this geometry. We will click this open. Okay, after selecting our project file, we will see this windows. In the file we doesn't have any light, so we are going to select this mesh, and after that this step is very important. If you are going to use Lumen, you are going to select this keep hierarchy, otherwise your Lumen engine will not work properly. If you want to use path tracing in your render and you are not going to change any place of your model, you are going to select this collapse by material. With that, changing material will be easier. Since we are going to import our models from the ArchiCAD, I'm going to uncheck this and gonna save some memory, and then I'm gonna click import. Alright, we have imported our model and here we can see our model here. But we cannot see it properly because we see the starting landscape. Let's delete this and starting ground. Now way more better. Now let's go closer to the model. To make it faster, I'm going to select one of these and right click zoom to selection. Okay, our front facade is here and we are going to create our render from this facade. By the way, we can click this import again to view the model better, and same process. I'm going to change materials. That will be the first stage. The second stage I'll change the camera, lighting, and final material adjustments, additional model placements, and render. Alright, let's start. First I want to change the plaster of the building. It's going to be white, therefore I'm going to go to the wall coverings and I'm going to use this plaster coating 02. As you can see, it's a very nice material and we can use this. And after that I'm going to add our glass material. Let's just drag and drop, and again another glass material to do these fences. I want to change their color darker, so I'm going to change this hint to dark gray and change the opacity. Actually, changing opacity with this stage is not important because we know a lighting setup is going to be waste of time for you. Okay, let's move further and let's go to the middle, and I'm going to change this chrome handbars. If you want them matte, you can use this matte chrome, or if you want it shiny, you can use chrome or slightly burned chrome. I'm gonna use this slightly burned chrome. And our windows frames will be anthracite. Let's hit the T to use the material picker. We will see the materials from the right side of the window and click this color and make it anthracite like this. And we are going to add some reflection by changing this roughness. Alright, we have this exterior pavements. Let's change this. This is going to be material ground, man-made, edge cobblestone. its tile is very small. Let's increase it by changing this scale. Something like this. Actually, correct scale is not important. I want to see them clearly in renders. Now we have this. Let's change it. This time I want to use Quixel Megascan. Let's go to Library, Megascan, Surface, and let's go to Tile, Pavestone, and here we have Concrete Pavers. This is a very nice material. I like to use this one. And do not forget to increase the scale. Now after that I'm going to change this material too. Actually its texture not too bad. We can use this. I only want to add some red and some yellow and change the brightness. Alright, this is very important. We are going to change the asphalt, Megascan, surface, asphalt, roof. Here we have two different roof asphalt. Let's try both. The texture is this. And this is the second texture, and I like this more. Let's use this. There you go. Now adding some grunge will be better for the road. Also to other ground texture. Alright, let's create our camera position and start our lighting setup. I'll offer you a sunny day lighting adjustment and also overcasting lighting adjustment. We are going to create both. To make it, we will click this media, and from a proper position we will click this plus. After that we are going to click the camera and camera effects. We will click this parallel. The angle will something like this. Do not forget to click this refresh button to save your view, because we have changed the camera position again, and we will reduce the vignette strength and change the focal length. I want to be closer to the building because environment is not important. Important thing is building, of course. And click refresh. The camera is okay for now. Let's go to render. And global illumination will be lumen. It says please wait, work in progress. Okay, let's wait. Not important. At the very first, for the environment, I'm going to uncheck this auto exposure. The exposure value is not important for now because we are going to change the background and we will need to change this exposure once more. But also for the first, it will be automatically be checked on. It's okay, it's very useful. We are going to use it. But at the first stage, I recommend reducing the sliders a little less power. If your scene lighting doesn't have strength, if you see lots of dark place in your render, you can increase the shadow boost. Okay, let's go to the bottom of the page and click HDRI environment and click enable, or go to library, click HDRI environment, click outdoor, and you just drag and drop to the scene. Previously I have tried the winter sky. It's very nice for the sky algorithm because it has already got its own trees from the background. So we can use this winter sky for our first scene. Okay, let's click HDRI environment. We can see the intensity is 4. It's okay for now, but as you can remember, our exposure value is -6. It's very low. We will increase this first, around 5. Something like this. And change the rotation. If your building has different mass similar to this one, we have a mass here and another mass here. You can use your shadows to emphasize them. Which I mean, we have a shadow here, but this side is bright. Or we can make reverse. Maybe this one, way more better. By the way, I want to separate our building from environment building. Therefore, I'm going to change their color to gray. With that, your building white color will be more prominent. This is okay for now. We are going to go to the ambience to change the environment colors. Click details and we will play around these two settings. They are important because as you can see, if I increase this, shadows will be brighter and bluish. And smaller values will make your scene yellow. I'll make a different thing. I'll increase this ambience. As you can see, our scene is brighter now, but it has more blue. Now I'm going to erase blue with this white balance. I'm going to increase this value and now it's more yellow. Now as you can realize, our sun is very bright. We have two options to reduce it. We can reduce the sun intensity, it's 25. Let's try input here 10. Not too bad, this is a very nice scene. Or let's leave it to 25 and let's go to the local exposure, increase this highlight reduction. You can make both. But I suggest you creating some contrast, so I'm not going to increase the shadow boost for this scene. I'll only make the 0.7 and reduce the sun intensity to 20 maybe. Now here you can see a smooth composition. If you want this contrasted, you will reduce this highlight reduction, decrease this shadow boost, and change the sun intensity. It's how you can desire. Alright, this is okay for now. I'm going to change this color. I'm gonna make this brighter, change luminosity, change this door, and now we can place our helpers, which I mean curtains for the windows, cars, road markers, and other vegetations. For creating a realistic render, I suggest you placing curtains behind your windows. It will be very easy to add a texture on a simple plane. After doing that, you can save it to your local user library and use that in your project. Like so. And additional type of curtain. Now I'm going to copy them to all of the windows. Alright, here we have copied the curtains to all of the windows. We can see the difference from the render view. Our window glasses are too bright. I want to see inside. I want to see the curtains. Therefore, I'm going to hit the T and select the glass, and then I'll change the tint color to a darker value and change the opacity to less. Something like this. Now we can realize there is a curtain behind windows. You may think this chrome is too shiny. Of course, you can change its luminosity from here. Before trying that, I suggest you changing roughness. I think it will be better for this scene. And once you achieve it, you can change the color, of course. Now let's create our grass. I'm going to go to the exploring view and I'll go to the material, grounds, nature, and this forest ground 1. Change the scale, very big. And then we are going to use this populate tool. Let's click this foliage and click scatter. We will go to the library again, vegetation, detail grasses, and we can use these long borders. We will placing them more than once because using scatter tool by this method will be faster. Maybe once more. Once we have done that, hit the shift and click last to select them all and click this scatter tool and apply. Do not hesitate too much. As you can see, it's already creating our grass. If you add too many, your computer may slow down. To avoid that, we will click carefully. Alright, once we have created, we will go back to our scene because we will play around with the colors, and here we can see the grass color is suitable. Since we are creating a yellow scene, our grass colors will be okay, but in overcast scene, we would have changed the grass color to yellow. Anyway, by the way, I want to change the sun direction once more. Maybe to see this part better. Yeah, it's okay, but I don't want to see this ugly tree. Maybe this is a better view, but it's too bright. As you can realize, sun intensity is too much. Let's increase the sun a little, maybe 8, and change the local exposure to increase the shadow boost to see the road better. As you can see, it only affects the darkest part of your view. And of course we will change the color, the gray color, to darker because I want to make differences between the building and gray. By doing that, people will realize this is a white color and this is gray. Here let's stop the tutorial for a second. In the end of the tutorial, I have also rendered this scene with path tracing too. I want to answer me which scene was rendered with Lumen. You can answer the question in the comment section of this tutorial. By the way, I see that you have watched the video up to here. It means that you liked the video. Subscribe and continue with us. There you go. We can use this for now. Let's start placing our vegetations. For this part, I'm going to add some trees. They're going to be kind of spruce, maybe Norway spruce. Let's drag and drop here and change the age. We will make it younger because we want to see the building, and copy. This time, instead of using instance, we will click this copy because we will combine them with different age. Something like this. In the camera, we have this. If you think it's too yellowish, you can change this white balance, or instead of changing all of the scene, you can select your trees, details, leaves tint, and give it some blue. Way more better. Let's create our hedges. We will use the populate again, but this time we are going to use this paint, and from vegetation, miscellaneous, brushable, ivy. The diameter will be 1 meter because it's gonna work with this. I don't know, it only works with 1. And this brush. Alright, I have brushed all of the green parts and this is what we get. But this is not enough. We will fulfill the details with these falling ivies. Way more better. Let's continue placing our vegetations. Here we have an empty place and we are going to fulfill inside. You can use different libraries from outside. For instance, I have this plant. I can use this like so. Increase its scale. Or if you doesn't have something like this, you can always go to vegetation and bush. Here we have very nice models for bushes for this combination. You can just drag and drop and make a bucket, something like this. And create a group for them. Right click and move to new container. And use. You can just drag and drop, rotate, and change its scale. It's up to you. Alright, here we have a car parking. Let's create some lines and place our models, car models. Let's go to decals, objects, decals. If we just go to the bottom, we will see this parking space. As you can see, its height is too much. We will change it from the size and change length value. And once you have placed once, you will copy like this. There we go. Now let's go to the cars and place our cars, vehicles, cars. But instead of that, I'll use my own library, maybe this model to here. I want to make this white. Therefore, I go to material, car paint. And maybe after this one, I can add Twinmotion vehicle. There we go. If we look the scene from this view, this road looks a little empty. Let's fulfill with some decals as we did before. Objects, decals, and we can use this dash marking. Way more better. If you want to go further, you can go to the bottom of the page and for the side of the building, I will use these large dirty marks. The size is very small. I'll increase it from here. Hit the 9 and rotate 180 and move. Hold the shift, drag, click copy, click shift and place to place. Way more better. I will pause the recording and add more decals. Alright, here I have added some decals too. I have added this, some dirt between the grass and building, and to the top of the building. That's all. Now we can take this render. Before it, we will click the ambience, render, and increase scene detail. I'll directly input here 6. Also increase the quality of the reflection, maybe 2. And let's go to shadows. Since we don't have any artifacts in the scene, there is no necessary to changing these settings. There is nothing much to do. Now we can take our render, click export, and from here you will click the image and click start export. And this is what we get. Since I'm using community version, I cannot increase my resolution more, but if you have full version of Daymotion, of course you can increase your pixel, increase your size of the render, and with that you can achieve much better results. Okay, now let's continue. In this part, I'll convert this scene to overcast scene. I know some of them likes sunny scenes, some of them likes overcast scenes. For this reason, I've decided to create both. At the very first, we are going to hit this plus, and now we have image 2. And we will change the background, of course. Let's go to environment and HDRI environment, right click, go to library. I have tried lots of them. This watermark trail will be enough for this scene. Let's just drag and drop here or here. Now it's very bright. We need to see these clouds and we need to reduce the intensity of the light. First of all, we see sharp shadows. We no need to see them. Therefore, we are going to make the sun intensity 0. After that, we will change the intensity of the sky. It may be something like this. Of course, you can change the rotation too. Maybe seeing some trees behind your building will be better. If you want to get more contrast, you can go to local exposure and reduce shadow boost. I said reduce shadow boost, but here I realized our trees were too dark. Changing this ambient intensity is not changing your tree only, is changing all of your scene. We don't want it. We only need to change the shadow of the trees. Therefore, I needed to change the shadow boost. It's still a warm scene. If you want it colder, you can change this white balance too. I suggest you make it colder because we will add some warm lights and make the balance. For instance, here, let's go to library, lights, Omnilight. Let's just drag and drop here and push to inside. Change the color temperature to 4000. And this is what we get. Of course, we can copy this light. Maybe to here. And here. I hit the shift and click this face and push inside. If you want to get more accurate light and shadows, in the shadow settings you can enable it. But by doing that you won't see inside because we have curtains. Let's see what if we make the curtains invisible. It didn't work so much. Maybe we can change intensity. I didn't like this. I think the previous version was better. For this scene, maybe it would be a good idea to add some rain effect. And we can increase the vignette because this will be a dark scene. Camera vignettes. And for the final adjustments, we have contrast and saturation. There you go. Since we haven't changed the camera position or changed the visibility of the objects, we don't need to click this refresh button. To see the differences, let's click this image 1 and image 2. There you go. This is how you can create different scenes in Twinmotion. Let's create our render for this overcast scene. And there we have our render. That's all it for this tutorial, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. Do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Until next time, have a nice day. Bye. And if you are serious about learning ArchiCAD, you can go to my Patreon page. From there, I will be waiting for you. Alright, thank you for watching. Until next time, have a nice day. Bye.